1, 2. Hi, everyone. This is Nicole Marie Campbell reporting to you today through the Spirituality Gone Wild Network, where we're going to discuss more fully intuition, spiritual growth, and what it feels like to be on the other side. Some topics for tonight are going to be timelines, healing your future, shifting consciousness, clearing channels, and there will be a special reading by the wonderful Missy. And we have her coming on right now, Missy. Let's see where she is in here. Hi.
Hi. Thank you
How
so
are you
much for
doing
having
tonight?
me. I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in live. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. Thank you. This is such an honor.
Aw. So, Missy, we're discussing lots today. We've got a full moon cycle coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do full moon in Aries.
So full moon in Aries, want to let us know more about that?
Sure, absolutely. Full moon in Aries is coming up on Wednesday.
Okay.
That'll be October the 20th. And now, just thinking about Aries as the element is fire. And you want to take a look at your full birth chart and where the sun is for you, where the moon is for you, and also what your rising sign is, because that's going to make how you feel during this full moon more potent or less potent based on your chart. So if you are, a triple fire sign, that's going to be very powerful for you, maybe too much. For me, I'm going to get really activated because I'm a double water earth sign. So double water, go with the flow. The fire kind of gives me this like little spark that's going to help me with just pushing forward with my goals, with ambition. If it were, it's kind of neat. If it were an earth full moon, I might feel a little stuck because of my water and my moon being the because of my water signs, double water, and my earth sign. It can be a little muddy. So for this one, it's Aries. It's fire. So just thinking about where the stars align for you and seeing how you're going to feel.
Yeah. So again, looking up a chart is easy to do. I know I've been looking into mine personally for a long time, but basically I think what she's saying is where your elements are going to come up, where you personally, from the time of your birth, are resonating in those elements, then you're either going to get, pushed to maybe feel more achievement or to finalize things. Or maybe will it be mellow for some? I hope. I'm feeling the fire, so I'm like.
Yeah, I'm feeling the fire too. I am feeling it. But you mean it might be, depending on where it lies in your chart, it could be just a calming, I want to hide full moon. It's very interesting. And the moon travels again, every 2.5 days, it's going to be in a different sign. So as the moon changes throughout those 27, 28 days, you can kind of really get into noticing the patterns of how you feel and seeing where the moon is that day.
Wow. And that's by charting. So that's by charting and understanding the moon.
Yep. And that's by the moon. And the full moon's coming up in Aries. And we're going to be moving from the Libra to Scorpio. So we're transitioning just a few days later from Libra into Scorpio for the sun. So that's going from our air into water. So air, water, fire. So it's just looking at the elements and just starting to notice and maybe even start a moon journal as to how you feel.
Yeah, we just got this right in. So she is saying exactly. Hard to have all these signs when you don't have your correct birth time. I totally agree.
Your houses.
I had to go through such an adventure to get mine. I had to contact the original hospital and they sent me the information because I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to contact the hospital to get the time. And that's to
Mm-hmm.
find out where all the houses are in your chart.
Yeah. And then that is another great modality for personal development and spiritual development.
And it's ever like it's never unfolding. It's never finished. You're never done because there's just so many layers, and it just continues to, as time progresses, as the skies progress, as we progress, as we change, as we grow. It's just a continuous, endless study.
Oh, wow. I'm going to be growing forever.
That's great. We're continuing to grow forever.
It's kind of funny because I know I am a moon child because I'm a Cancer Leo. And then I know my moon is like, I think it's, oh, I forgot. I should really look further into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's fun. And if you know your time, then you know a better picture of, where all the stars were when you were born.
So if I was preparing myself better for a moon celebration or to harness the energy, what sort of things would I be thinking of doing in order to
That's a
get
great
more full use? Because I do have my gifts and my talents, but this is not something I'm good at, is administrating what to set up and what to do. So
That's a great question. Thanks for asking that. You know what? You could set up an altar in your home and leave. So doing I like to do magic with candles, and especially with this fiery full moon, it'll be a release and a burn. And so with the full moon, that's when we're releasing and letting things go. And with the new moons, that's when you're bringing in and calling in your new intentions. And so that's just every 2 weeks, bringing in something new, every 2 weeks, leaving and letting something go. So for a full moon release, that could be even setting up your space, noticing in your home what doesn't serve you anymore. And that can be anything from clothes to dishes to books that you're no longer in love with. If it's in your home and you don't love it, then let it go so that you can create space for something new to come in. So with this full moon, things that you can do would be just noticing things that aren't firing you up anymore and letting them go.
So that's the new moon.
No, that's this one. That's coming up next.
Oh, so for the full moon, I can let go of.
Let
that
go.
Is wonderful.
Yeah, let go. You can write down any thoughts maybe that aren't serving you, or relationships that are troubling you. We can let them go. And if it helps, get your journal out and write these things down on a piece of paper, and you can burn it because it's a fiery full moon.
Yeah, I'm thinking for sure. I really love the idea of the letting go.
Yeah.
Because I have collected so many different styles of books and stuff, and I do collect older books. I find them very fascinating. So with my new apartment and everything, I kind of don't want to have all of those books anymore.
Yeah.
So I would just I could see myself easily letting go. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, because when you let things go, you create space, and you don't always create space for something physical to come in. You actually can create energetic space so new ideas can come in.
Wow. And does this sort of go on the timeline portal talk? Because I'm so excited to talk about timelines.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all kind of connected, right? Because everything's connected. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's so wonderful to talk with you. It's such a wellspring of information. I've always been admiring you for so long online, and it's just so pleasant.
Oh, thank you. That's so
Yeah.
nice. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you inviting me on here. It's so fun.
It is. And a lot of people think, oh my God, I'm going to get on and do a live and not know. And I just sort of, from my first group in spirituality 2 years ago to now, I just have been I love going on live because I find it's almost like a healing in of itself. It just lets you, purge and think and sort of ruminate, and you're not feeling alone. And I like the science on facial expressions. I read a thing on the more facial expressions we achieve, we actually are giving our audiences, then they're feeling happier too. And it's such sort of like a dopamine release for them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I had no idea, but that does make sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, like it kind of, especially if you're really in a down or behind the mask, right? And then you're taking it off, as I've decided. And then, well, you obviously had an interesting journey with masking too, but like it's so much nicer to be able to just see one another.
We have to. We're human. We were born like this, where we see each other. That's part of our growth. Babies. I'm actually a little bit worried about the children that are coming up, being born into hospitals that are having no faces. Like that just goes to a whole other conversation. But I'm worried about that because we are human and we weren't born on planets by ourselves with 6 feet away from us. Like actually our energetic field is much bigger. We are larger than our bodies. Our bodies are just our it's just our car for this duration of our life, but we are actually bigger. So definitely, as you said that, like we affect people from smiling, eye contact, saying hello. And what's happening out there right now is very strange because people are, told to divert away or cross the road. They don't want to walk right past anybody.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody really wants to make contact. I noticed that.
That's strange because like we affect, like if I'm walking down the street and I'm usually quite happy, so I'm bopping along,
yeah.
And if someone's walking by me in my energetic field and we cross and they're having a bad day, the energy from me emanates to help them lighten up their day.
Oh, I know.
We are all connected.
I remember the monks are in the saying that they have something like 10-mile parameter when they're emanating Om Mani Padme Hum, like when their actual vessel is just completely in their mantra. Yes. And they're just energetically and I feel like that's what I'm trying to give out as well. I want people in my community to use their intelligence to stop making bad habit decisions. And I'm constantly like putting my antlers out, but mine are more like alien ones, like this way, right? Like,
me too.
How can I help you today to feel better? Because it's actually, we're all affecting one another.
Yes, we are. I love that you said alien. I've got my Moldavite necklace on, and that helps me to channel my galactic family. So they're
nice
little star family.
How long have you been in touch with your galactic family?
Since I was 5.
5. Oh my God, girl. Tell me more. I want to know about this.
That's funny. I was 5. Okay, this is interesting. I called my family. I kept waking up in the middle of the night and I would go from my bunk bed. I slept on the top. My little sister slept on the bottom. And I would go to the window and I'd see them and they would do light shows for me. Like they would actually be spinning around.
Wow.
I could see the spaceships. I knew they were there and I just thought it was amazing. And so every night I would be going to the window, looking at them, like waving, saying hello and hearing them telepathically, but they didn't come into my room then, they were just up there, but you knew they were there. And so I would go every night. I'd wake up and go to the window and have this wonderful show. And, I decided to tell my parents. I ran into their bedroom one night to ask, to let my dad come see or my mom, whoever woke up. And my dad woke up. He came grudgingly to the window and he could see nothing. He couldn't see them. And so I knew that we were in 2 different dimensions in the same room. And I just knew that at 5, that you can be sitting in the same room as someone and be in 2 totally different worlds.
Wow. I'm so happy when you say that. I've lived with it my whole life as well. I remember playing with children and knowing that there were these star bubbles in the sky. And they were like molecular and silver and they were above us. And I'm just, dancing around pre-trauma times because I think like I was born dancing. Like I just innately, like even waitress with people and they're just like, girl, like you're a dancer. Like it was like, but anyways, and like looking up and being like, I actually know my friends can't see the things that I see. So
they can't. And you're right. 100%. If you watch, I think it's Matthias, he's on Gaia TV, but he talks about with him, he's been someone whom his whole life now, his family really, really coached him, and not coached him, but encouraged him to talk about the things that he was seeing. And he continues that, you know.
Just 1 second. I don't mean to interrupt, but my cat is about to jump on my TV.
Okay, go get her. Oh my gosh.
It's like freeing up some energy, but I put the aquarium on the background. She doesn't realize because she's so little.
She's so cute. Who's this?
She's my little Mighty Mouse. She's so sweet and loving.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's like, you took away my fishies. Yeah, the fishies aren't for you to play with. No.
She's adorable.
But yeah, and seeing. So you did make connection, or you just telepathically are in connection, or you vibrationally? So how do you feel it?
That's a great question. I feel it in all different ways. So they also visited me. I would walk to school, and telepathically, I knew that our galactic star families are watching us at all times. And in my vision that they projected to me would be that they can tune in at any time to see your life, my life, whoever they wish. And so it was just like this knowing that we're always protected, and we have our star family, and they would definitely just share these ideas with me. And I knew they were true. And then I started to grow up and watch different types of movies and see that the things that they are showing in movies are exactly what we talk about, exactly how they visit us, and you know, they walk amongst us, and they.
So I'm getting the feeling maybe you watched a lot of Star Trek. Or...
I didn't even know.
No,
I didn't.
I liked anything paranormal from such a young age, like anything. Yeah.
I watched the X-Files. Definitely, I watched the X-Files, but I knew that was very real. Mm-hmm. My grandpa told me when I was very, very little as well. My poppy, he's from Newfoundland, and my mom's from Newfoundland.
I'm an East Coaster as well. Wow.
East Coaster? Yeah. But my poppy told me that the things that, you know, the news that he actually grew up reading the tabloids, and that people would say were not true. But my poppy told me, no, this is there is some fake things in here, but you can sort it out. But there's a lot in here that's not fake. It's real. You listen to real people's encounters and what they are talking about. And yeah, it's true. Like, there's so much that is unseen, but it is seen by some. And then it's ridiculed by, you know, some of the mainstream medias. They're really trying to force a different narrative on everybody. And it's very interesting because we all know, I don't know if you've ever read the book Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins.
Oh, Hawkins. Okay, no, but that sounds really good.
It's really good. He talks about the different levels of consciousness, and it's about kinesiology, and it's about how we know within us what's true for us and what's not true for us. And they do this type of an arm test where you hold your arm up, and if someone pushes your arm down and is able to push the arm down, you know that it's not true. But if you keep the arm up, it's a different type. You just know. You either do an arm test, or you have a knowing within your gut of, you know, something that's resonating as true, or something that's resonating as not true.
As our bodies are the vessel, like, it's allowing us to have basically, like, through our senses, yeses and nos that are definitely aligning this information. So for me, it kind of came through anger.
Okay, what happened?
Because, well, anger for me was something that the inner child, the child experience for this lifetime was just not a good thing.
Yeah.
So it basically dislodged my ability intuitively to see how I really felt. And it turned into rage. And then it turned into depression. And so those emotions, once I've mastered them more and more every day, by just allowing those emotions and then watching them and not controlling other people's lives with them, then I realized why other people are fighting, right? Like, they actually are fighting because they're fighting that emotional part of the emotional wheel of our existence, that all of the emotions are important into how I feel about my environment, things going on in my environment, in my community, and as well how I feel about things that I'm intaking through food, through technology.
Mhm.
And so it's a development of like sort of be good, right? And really it's this denial because you're like, well, I don't want to be good forever. So and wear that crown of the good. I'm going to be over here and maybe I'm going to be a little bit more argumentative, or maybe I'm going to hustle that person a little harder for some information. Or
Yeah.
so it transforms your personality, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah. But seeing is believing. And I think a lot of the seeing and a lot of the communication for me has been strong in the sense that I'm slowly deshelling on the ability. So it's allowing people to know and feel cool. Like, okay, yeah, like we have these powers and it's it's our lifetime to experience them and be full in that and harness that energy. So
100%. We're all telepathic as well. It's just some people have tuned into that skill a little longer or have
mm,
practiced it a little more. But really, we all have the ability to be healers, and we all have the ability. We're all equal. Like there's no higher than or lower than, or like you
mm,
say, like there is. We perceive things as good and bad, but really, it's just a frequency, and it's just aligning with your frequency. Or confirmation. Are the fishes okay?
yeah, it's the cat too. And
She
she's
wants
so
in.
curious. She wants to get the flower. It's like
She's
the
so
cat
cute.
wants to get the flower. Can you take her, please? Thank you.
Ah, so cute. Little troublemaker. How old is she again?
She's only 6 months.
Oh my gosh. She's little Minnie Mouse. So cute.
Yeah, she is. So I got inspired by something that you posted up recently, and it went a little something like this, if you want.
Oh,
Um, I thought this: let them judge you, misunderstand you, gossip about you. Their opinions aren't your problems. You stay kind, committed to love, and free your authenticity. No matter what they do or say, don't dare doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth. Just keep on shining like you do. And it's funny because there's this whole thing I thought would be so cool as if everyone who's saving all the memes of affirmation actually stood together in a room with their affirmations. Like, what would that look like? It would be like hundreds of thousands of floating thoughts trying to figure it all out, you know?
that would be amazing. And I bet you there'd be people, if you had all 7.8 billion people together doing that, you'd have like different people in different groups because some of them would have the same ones. So they'd instantly just be connected to the ones that are resonating again at their frequency, at their affirmation
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
I love
And I think,
that.
yeah, I think like, and I think that's what it is it's unraveling and willingness. I think I'll use the full moon cycle a little differently now that I've learned this today, definitely. Um, connection, I have clearing channel. What do you feel about clearing your channel? How do you work that?
Oh, okay. That's a good question, Nicole. Yeah, that's a good one. Clearing my channel for me, it's water because I'm a double water sign. I like to be like immersed in water, close to the water, go for a walk down by the lake, or I have a bath, a salt bath, or I have a shower. I just find that I get downloads for me and peace with water. So drinking all I drink is water pretty much, unless I'm
Mm,
drinking coffee or tea. But the water, we're not, and also I think like for most human beings, we are 80 to 90% water. So to make sure that we can be a clear channel would be drinking a lot of water, like, eating lots of fresh vegetables in season, also that are local, whatever's local and fresh in season for vegetables and fruits. That's going to help you be a clear channel. For me personally, in my vibration, it's no drugs and it's no alcohol, but everyone is living in their own timeline, and I don't condone other people's choices that are best for them. But I've
mhm,
gone down that road, and it really did block my ability to see for
mm.
quite a long chunk of my life. So
So
releasing
you're
that,
saying that diet definitely has affected your channel for
oh,
sure.
1,000%. No, I don't eat meat any longer, and I find that that's made a really big difference. But
Mm.
again, everyone has to listen to their own bodies and do what is right and best for them.
Right. And though in there though, I think like some of the idea in my reflection of self is that maybe it's better because someone's influenced that, and that decision in time might change or look different. But I think the difference between what has influenced your diet, whether it's convenience, social conditioning,
Yeah.
I mean, the Yoginian at its most prime will always eat less. It won't even be living off of the correct breath, air, and attunement with nature is a vibration of its own. And I'm there, but I'm also in a convenient world where, oh, that looks so good, I want to try it. Oh, that's an amazing new this. It's like, wow, right?
Mhm.
So it becomes almost like how do I feel after consuming? And a lot of times overly congested and just like I just feel drained.
Yes, totally. And I will take that, that risk sometimes and feel drained and enjoy a big slice of cake or, a croissant or something.
Never have too much cake, right?
No, you can't. But yeah, I just think that, like you said, being mindful of what we're putting into our body, that's going to help us have a clear channel. And getting out and being in sun. I like to do sun gazing in the morning and at night if it's possible. And even if it's a gray overcast day or it's
Oh,
rainy, still having that chance and that moment of space outside in the direction we know that it rises in the east and sets in the west. And if the sun's out in the summer, perfect. But just taking the time to breathe and bask in the beautiful sun energy. And I like to just envision it coming down, filling my entire center and my core all the way down to Mother Gaia and just being that clear channel, that clear vessel,
wow.
imagining my being and my energetic field being supercharged from the sun, and then
Wow.
letting it go back and giving it that energy and that love from my heart center down to the core of Mother Gaia. And doing that at sun, like in the sunrise and at
Mm.
sunset in the evening, if you can, awesome. If you can only do it for 2 minutes,
So
that's fine too.
essentially, you can use the sun no matter overcast or not.
Mhm.
And if you want to be in that stance, as you said, we're interconnected to Gaia, is as simple as the feet coming into connection with the earth, is a feet on the planet, right?
Yeah, that's the best. Barefoot too. Take your shoes and your socks off and get
Hmm.
out there and just be barefoot. It is so supercharging.
I remember the first shaman 7 day shaman full event I did. I was we were in the woods and we had 7 days of I'm getting clear on a vibe here. I'm getting a ding right now. So I was like, whoa, time work. But yeah, and we were in the woods and we all had a very veggie diet for 7 days, but it was very hearty. Like it was like a lot of food, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And then we went up and we did the sacred journeying for the 7 days, this emotional clearing. We imparted like different aspects of our journey and etc. With one another, with different providers and facilitators. And then there was the walk into the hot teepee, when you have your total release.
Mhm.
What is it called? The hot teepee?
Is it a yurt?
They make them and they like it was so fascinating because there was a hot rock holder. He was like the gentleman who took care of our rocks that we found from the earth, and
Yes.
he heated them all up and then he put them into the teepee, and then
Okay.
that's where we had our ceremony.
Yeah, and was it close to the ground? So it was.
Oh yeah, we're right on the earth.
So that's like a native sweat lodge.
That's it. Yeah, sweat lodge. And so then,
Awesome.
yeah, and we were in there, and it was in the 6, 7 night, and it was the night of, and it was complete nude experience, which really, it really didn't bother me. But everybody was purging, and then we came out, and I remember everyone lying on the mud together. It had rained, and how Mother Nature had orchestrated everything for us. We were just like, wow, like it was just all in tune with the moment. And then I went home, and for 2 or 3 nights, it was in the fall, I just went outside to sleep on the earth. Like I literally could not sleep in my bed any longer. I just wanted to be on the planet. And
That's so good. That is so awesome.
Have you had any similar experiences with sweat lodging or a
I
sweat lodge
did.
experience?
In
Yeah.
November of 2018, I had my first sweat lodge up in, I think we went to Huntsville,
Mm.
and we flew in, Justin Booth and I flew in like this guy who's been trained by the Lakota natives to
Oh, okay. Wow.
and lead this lovely woman, Judy. She's got a property up there, and she's got the yurts, and she has the actual sweat lodge. So
Wow.
we had like a mini sweat lodge.
Yeah.
We were in there. I think it passed around 15 or 20 times, but it was
Wow.
pretty hot. And then I don't think many people would want to do this today, but I'd still be open for it. You actually have water
Mm.
inside this sweat lodge, and it's 1 cup, and you can, each person as it goes around in the circle can have a sip of the water if they're too hot in there.
Yeah, to make it a little more enduring, because it is about coming out of your skin, right? It is about like experiencing uncomfortability in order to kind of, release.
Yeah.
People do that with cold a lot as well now. Cold therapy is so um, I guess for people who are looking for change in diet and change in how they relate to their bodies, sometimes they actually sit themselves in big cold ice bins. It's wow. I'm like,
Ice bath, yeah.
I wouldn't voluntarily agree. No,
It's good.
no.
And in the shower, you can do it. It's like, you're shaking up your physiology to get a new experience or a new response. And
Yeah.
so you might have a nice, warm, and relaxing shower, and that's great. But then flip the switch in there to ice cold and just take it, because it's good for your skin. It's good for your body. It's going to give you a boost in your energetic and your etheric fields. And so just switching that and doing things different, that's going to help you just shift as well.
And I like this. So I'm hearing going from the shifting, meaning so I'm consciously letting go of layers, and then literally within hours, I'm shifting am I shifting my timeline? Am I?
Yeah.
I know I'm not trying to put a button to it, but like I really love this discussion on timelining, because I think it's going to help me merge between my dream state and my awakened state, which I have like quite a lot of trouble doing. So yeah.
Amazing. Yes, you can shift at any time. We live in a multiverse, and there are a billion different options and choices for you. And we're so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here at this time with all these choices and with all this availability based on just, where we are in the world. So I was just so grateful for that. But then your timeline is really taking some time to meditate, or like you said, while you're sleeping, having a dream, waking up first thing in the morning, writing down what your dreams were. Even if you don't think you remember what your dreams were, just put the pen to the paper and just start writing. And even if you're like, oh, I don't know if this is true or not, just write it and get it out of your head. And you'll notice that you will start to write things in your dream journal that actually you did dream about. And the more you practice this, I got this from Edgar Casey.
Okay.
So just talking about how to channel your higher self, and now to shift from your dreams, bringing things into this reality would be if you had a dream about, say, a red elephant, or like you notice the color, bring that and wear that color from your dream the next day. Or I had a dream and there was someone from my old work in there last night. So I'm actually going to message that person and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Hope all is well. Sending you lots of good energy, because I'm actively using my dreamscape to shift and change my waking state. So as you talked about merging the timelines, just aligning with your highest timeline, sitting in meditation and connecting your high heart and your heart, your whole being, with the highest timeline, the greatest version of yourself, and being there now. So making choices based on your highest self and for the greater good of all, you can shift your timeline. And you can shift, in the multiverse, there's many of you happening. It's not above or below, but it sort of is, in the sense that there's different choices that you could be making. 10 years ago when I was partying, those were my lower vibrational timeline selves, having that fun and having that experience. And I could change my today self. I could change my timeline at any given moment by making one decision that would bring me right back down again. But at the same time, I can also go right back up again by continuing to stay connected to the highest self for the greater good and making every single decision based on that timeline. And the really important thing to do is to write out everything that you want to do in this life, in this body, in this timescape. And that way you have the chance to create steps and things to do on a step-by-step mini little basis of how to shift into the highest frequency for your greater good.
So would it be relevant as well to the spiral? Like, I'm just putting up a document on the spiral. I don't know how well you're seeing it, but basically, but when we're spiraling up and we're spiraling down through our emotional selves, because that's a part of our physical body self is our emotional. It's attached to the astral, and then those etheric cords are also attached to the earth. And then they're also attached to entity, which was spoken about today again on a podcast I was listening to, is some of this lower vibrational stuff in here definitely could be attracting some lower vibrational entities that are a part of the earth plane.
Yep, absolutely. 100%. And this also looks like that Power versus Force, Dr. David Dawkins. He talks again about the frequencies of consciousness. And again, it looks similar to what you're showing me here with the different levels going up and the different levels going down. And absolutely, we want to try to be resonating our frequency in bliss, in joy, in connectedness, in love, and moving up even higher into a waking state of, constant bliss. And some of those lower vibrational feelings down there might be, rage, anger, shame, judgment, jealousy. Those types of feelings would be lower on that chart.
Because you're not really seeing how wonderful you are yet. You're not understanding you're just wonderful as you came into through Creator and to Mother Gaia.
Totally.
Supported by Mother Gaia. And I feel that's a big stance for me on my network, is that I feel that interconnectedness is going to continue to play a role, in everyone's life. Knowing that we are supported by a wonderful planet with the breathing air and the sunlight and the vegetation necessary for our bodies to live.
Absolutely. And we're all connected. And just like you said earlier, you vibrating your frequency at a higher level, and just by little choices that you make throughout your day, you are affecting the people around you, and you're affecting the people around you in your neighboring homes. Like, it's not just your immediate family, it's energetic. So you're actually affecting people much farther away from you than what you would think that you are, just from being in that higher state.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, depending on where you want it to rest is so unconditional. Maybe it doesn't start off as seeming unconditional and it seems complex. Some of our relationships in the grids. But then I think what I've learned is that I can try my compassion on anyone. I don't, it's not a secret, it's not something, it's just, okay, this is just a person who doesn't understand yet. And we are moving through this already.
Yep, absolutely.
We can move through the right medicine. We can find the appropriate accommodation for, I think that would be a future self too, right?
Yep, absolutely. 100%. I love that.
Well, I love you for this. It's so awesome speaking with you tonight. I heard earlier there was a little promise of reading.
Oh, yeah, you did hear that earlier. Oh, perfect. Thanks for reminding me.
We'll get rid of this chart and then we'll just go back to that.
All right, perfect. So I'm using Nature's Whisper. This is by Angela Hartfield, and the pictures are so beautiful. They are from Josephine Wall. She's such a gorgeous artist, which, by the way, so are you. Look at that painting in the background while I'm shuffling.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
my favorite thing to do, that I'm just gearing up to be able to do another collection. So
love that. Oh, it's going to be so
and that space, like, if we're in a timeline, now that I'll be practicing timeline, I can't wait. Actually, that's just wow.
Awesome. Oh, it's this. So you just know when the card is the right card for you, because it kind of gets stuck, and or it flies out. It either flies out, or you just know that this is, this is it. This is it.
This is it.
This is it. This is gorgeous. So this beautiful card, if you can see it,
It's
it's
wow.
acceptance of love.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Wow. It's like the guy from The Lord of the Rings, the one that I love that turns into, yeah, the tree, but it's actually a woman and a man in a tree. Wow.
They are. They are. I am Groot, if you will.
Yeah, I have that group, guys. So
That's so
beautiful.
cute, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like this is exactly as you were saying. Like we're all connected. There's two people connected to the tree, in the tree, and as above, so below. You know, the roots of the family, the roots of the tree. The tree is branching up. Connect. The sun is filling out. You know, filling out down to the leaves. And this is just calling out and being open to love in its abundance, and in all the many ways that we can be open to love and accepting of love, because we are worthy of love.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And this is absolute. This is stunning. I love this. This is so cute. It's also number 38. So it's a master number, because 8 in numerology, you would take the 38 and add the 2 together, which makes an 11. And so this is a very powerful card for the collective today. Acceptance of love. Where are you resonating? Where's your frequency? And how are you accepting or being non-accepting of love?
And love as
Unconditional.
But I think that reflects on the standard we're setting for ourselves. I mean, if I don't really want to allow myself the fullness for me, then I would accept a bad boss. Maybe that was, something I kept frequently experiencing.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Me too. Same.
I wouldn't allow myself to see that I had already had the potential to do what was necessary for my growth. And that was beautiful. And I think then when I was seeing others, I was kind of using that filter, and it can be very messy. So if I'm going to truly love me, then it's easier to definitely be unconditional.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100% unconditional. And, but there are 7.8 billion people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have.
Are we really at 7.8 billion?
I have heard mixed reviews on this one.
I thought 7 billion was a lot, but hey, every critter has a right to be here, right? Like we're all equal opportunists.
Totally.
Who knows when we're to be like coming and going? And I feel like maybe I'll pull a card to you. I'll just grab.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll do one.
Yes, please do.
I haven't really used this deck a lot, but I was really enjoying it. It's a Work Your Light Oracle card.
Gorgeous.
And that is by the Hay House group. And
is it Rebecca Campbell on there?
Yeah.
Nice. I love that one. This is exciting. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, and then you get one too, right? So it's like fun.
Yes.
Okay. I think I have questions on ancestry. That's what I thought of right away.
Yeah. From the tree.
I don't know. I studied the tree of life for a very long time. I do paintings on tree of knowledge, tree of life. I mean, growth. And when we walk in the woods, it's always like you see the roots going up in the trees and the earth, and then see how the roots are continually giving us the step up, accommodating us, or the animal kingdom, right? Like they're wonderful trees. I try going back to the city, and it's so lonely. There's just not enough trees in the city.
Come on, you got to come around me in the city. I've got lots of hidden trees I like to hug. I'll take you.
Yeah, that definitely is in the works for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think it's yeah, your sound bathing is going to be coming up.
Yeah, we do new moons and full moons, and sound bath is coming up on Sunday. It is indoors in a beautiful feng shui, love-filled home that it's absolutely stunning in there. It's just beautifully magic, located near Yonge and Wellesley. We have a tarot master, Liz, who is an energy healer, Pantajali meditation teacher. She does etheric surgery. She also went to the school of, you went to the school of mystery school? And she went to the
Yeah, I
Seventh
went to the
Mystery School.
7th Mystery School of the Earth.
Yeah, yeah. You guys might know each other. Her name's
Yeah, maybe we were in the same
Kelsey.
like class or
Yeah, she's
yeah.
great. She's going to do a reading and a channeling for each person. Some of the things that comes up to her, she has to, share privately afterwards because she's got to
Yeah.
filter what she can share in group. There's usually between, 15 to 20 people.
Yeah.
And so we do a sound bath and a guided meditation. We have Egyptian blue lotus tea, ceremonial cacao tea, rose water. We just drop into our heart centers for a
Yeah, I
couple
was
of
going to
hours.
ask about the cacao tea. What is a cacao tea?
Oh, so my good friend Judy Machado Duke, she gets the ceremonial cacao tea from Peru. She's got a place there, and it's absolutely divine. It is
Wow.
so delicious.
So it's from
So
Peru.
lovely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Peru. Now I have to check. I'll have to check. I'll send you her website after. It is so beautiful. What a delicious and divine taste is the cacao tea. And just getting grounded, having that gratitude, starting your day with a cacao tea is remarkable. What did you pull?
So I've got some interesting news because it's very relevant for me, it feels like. But in setting boundaries came up first. I did 3.
Nice.
So it was setting boundaries, which is where you need to be to establish, which I have done. I left the negative work scheme or the 3-dimensional one to create my own 5D to wherever I want to go on.
Love it.
And then take a break, which is so difficult for me to do.
Yeah.
Right? Take a break. And I was to the point that I had to get a fever for 24 hours just to lie down. Because since I stopped, I haven't wanted to stop. So I just keep doing something. And I think it was that, funny enough, with the moon coming too, that heat that I needed, that keeps resonating as a powerful aspect for me. Yeah. And then warrior woman, if you weren't afraid, what would you do?
Nice.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And I got to ask because I'm asking you. So if you weren't afraid, what would you do?
I'm not afraid. And I do exactly what I want to do. So, but you know what?
Every level?
On every level, I have no fear because this is like a game. I feel like our bodies are just avatars in a video game.
Yeah.
And rejection is just a redirection. So we do what we want to do because we're here to play. We're here to have fun. We're here to make things. We're creators. We're here to do what we want to do. So if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Well, I do. I'm not afraid. So I love doing what I want to do.
Yeah. So if that would be my mission statement for a while, but I feel, yes, that fear subconsciously for me may be a friend. And the depths of my perception, and that maybe by canceling out that friendship and saying that I can love myself more frequently and more intimately and really satisfy my own longing, right? It's not necessarily waiting for someone to fill a gap for you or to and I've learned that since being more independent from a workplace. It's definitely a beautiful experience.
That's amazing. Yeah. We have to be our true authentic selves. And if we're too much for other people or if we're not vibing at their frequency, that's okay. Leave them be because there's 7.8 billion people in the world. We want to be true to our soul selves so that we can attract the others that are like us and create our tribe.
And that tribe could be just around the corner. It could be on the other side of the earth. Virtual. It could, for me, be obviously in other realms. And you need to be centered within. So eliminating fear, which is something appearing real, that acronym they use for it. It's like you're just basically giving something relevance that really false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You're right. It is.
Yeah, I want to do that. I think letting and unleashing artistically and not holding on. Definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So you've got your soul sisters here and there's a whole army of soul sisters that, are connected to you, that are watching your show, that are around you, that want to be around you. So you're doing the right things, I think.
Oh yeah, it feels like, and if I can make it out to sound bathing, do you actually with the sound bathing, because you had the one YouTube you created, do you think maybe you'll be doing more of that where you could do so that in case you can't attend, I mean, you can't do one obviously in the privacy of other people's experiences, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
where
Oh,
you're,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just at the moment right now, just getting together like the right tools that I need to make sure that it sounds good through the interwebs.
oh, okay.
So that'll just be testing the space, the room, the microphone, the connection, and just ensure. I will do some fun ones for YouTube, of course, but I want to start to do them strategically so that they are resonating at the level that they should be, and
Okay.
the vibration that they should be. And I'm not sure, how I have to tune in and have that checked to make sure that what is coming through is what's intended to come through.
Well, I have some good resources for video and sound in Toronto.
Oh, perfect. I would love that.
So after we get off our live here, when you have time, I could easily probably send you to someone who might be able to help with that.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. That is
Good.
so great. I want to, definitely do more YouTube and lives because these are so fun.
So we definitely are going to try. We've talked about it to go weekly, and I think it's going to be a wonderful thing.
I'm so grateful.
I am so grateful too, Missy. Is there anything else tonight that you want to have out into the open? Anything?
Anything else out into the open?
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I guess I have been doing more one-on-one healings recently. So if anyone feels called to a quantum healing session, that is quantum Enusori Reiki mixed with sound healing for the specific individual. It includes oracle and tarot cards, as well as crystal therapy. And so I've just been doing a little bit.
And that's like you have to meet up one-on-one.
I can do them online. I can, and I can do it actually, whether it's, Zoom or something like this, or whether it's over the phone even. I can just guide someone with the guided meditation and breath work as well, just over the phone. I just recommend if it is this way that they have headphones.
Yeah, I would see video as being opportune in the same working with you, I think, continuously. Like I kind of am sensing here maybe a package you could do, opening someone up on a weekly basis, a half hour at a time or something even. Because sometimes scheduling and privacy is like, I know is hard when you want to get on a new dimension or you want to be in that new shift. It's hard to, yeah.
It is. Yeah. And so that's a great idea. So thanks, Nicole. Absolutely. Creating like little packages that people could tune in whenever they want to, and just, recording them so that people can focus in on the chakras or focus in on the galactic, or we didn't even get into the fairy realms and the elementals.
I think I'm from there too. So
you are. You definitely are.
You can tell when you look. Like I was looking at you, I was looking at you, like, yeah, we're both from there.
Yeah, we are. We are.
You can't deny it. Yeah, it's making me have a teary eye.
Pardon? Oh yeah, good.
I know, it's making me cry.
Excellent. That's energy in motion. It's perfect. It's truth. I love that. Oh, this has been so great.
So on that note, I am going to complete us. Thank you, universe, and all beings that dwell in all levels and all dimensions, all frequencies, all abilities. We can unite in light and love and be brothers and sisters. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Aho. And it is so. Thank you.
And it is so.
Thank you so much for this.
Okay, so next time we get to talk more about fairies.
Okay, yeah. We have so much more to talk about. It's a lot.
And again, everyone, it's been great. Everyone out there, thank you for messaging. Thank you for attending. May you be blessed. And sayonara.
Thank you.
Good evening. Bye.